How's it going, everybody? My name is Amit Mishra and welcome to the first ever composition on Photoshop tutorials for beginners. This is the first composition creation video of the series, where I teach you all that you need to know to get started on Photoshop. I'm going to be using a variety of different tools in this video. Some of these tools I've already covered before, but some of them will also be new to you. I'll make sure to go easy so you'll still understand. And without further ado,
let's get started. Select the Quick Selection tool and make sure that Add to Selection box is checked. Open the brush picker. The size should be 35 pixels, the hardness 100%, and space 25%. Then using that, select the entire model. Choose Subtract from Selection to deselect anything that you don't need. Then duplicate the selection by pressing Ctrl J or Command J for Max. And hide the bottom layer by clicking on the eye. Then create a new layer. Now put the new layer below the layer of the model by clicking and dragging. I'm just going to rename it for convenience. Then make sure that your foreground color is white. Select the Paint Bucket tool and then click on the canvas to fill it with white. I'm going to rename it again just for convenience sake. Then duplicate the layer again and rename the new one. Select the layer below. Go to the menu bar above where it says Filter and subselect Liquify. I'm going to select a big brush size, around 500. I'm going to keep my brush density and pressure around 100 and a brush rate at 0. Start liquefying by clicking and dragging. This is just going to determine the size of the effect. And I'm just going to change my brush size according to what and where I want the disintegration to go. In this case, I want it to go to the right side. I'm just going to speed this process up for you. You can adjust the opacity to see it better, and hit OK when you're done. Head to the layer window and add a layer mask on the liquefied layer. Then select black as your foreground color, and then select the Paint Bucket tool and click to fill the mask. Select the model layer and add a mask to that as well. Select the brush tool, and I'm just going to use these particle brushes so I can get the particle effect. And I'm going to just start by using a small brush and just click around the right edge where the model is going to start disintegrating. This is just making the holes in the model, but it's only the first part. While doing this, change sizes and brushes so you don't form a pattern. We want it to look random. Here, let me just speed this up for you real quick. Zoom out to look back at it and see if you're happy with it. And if you want to make more touch-ups, make sure you have the layer mask selected, then select white as your foreground color and select a hard edge brush. Now we're going to click on the effect mask below and select another one of the particle brushes and start adding the same effect while making sure that your foreground color is white. Just keep doing this until you have something that you like, and hit Ctrl Z or Command Z if you make a mistake. Like before, keep using different size and shape brushes to keep it diverse. Going to speed it up again just to save time. Make sure that you have a good balance of big and small particles so that it looks even. Now we could stop here, but I'm going to take it one step further and add a crack texture to this composition. I've already opened it here. Then just copy and paste it onto the composition, then hit Ctrl T to select the crack layer. You can then rotate or resize it however you like so that it fits the face. I'm going to reduce the opacity so I can see both layers. Drag the corners inwards to make it smaller. Then right click on it and select Warp. You can then shape it however you like. I'm going to choose to shape it on the right side of the face. Hit enter when you're done. Then bring the opacity back up to 100. Change the blending mode to soft light up where it says normal. Create a new adjustment layer, then select Hue Saturation. Clip it to the layer below, which means it only affects the layer below it. Then bring the saturation all the way down and increase the lightness up to 4. Click on the texture layer and add a layer mask. Then select the brush tool, and select the large brush with soft edges to start erasing unnecessary cracks. Now we merge all the layers together by pressing Ctrl, Shift, Alt, and E, and bring the new layer to the top. Go to Filter and select Camera Raw Filter. And I'm going to increase the clarity to about 45. And I'm going to give it a bluish color by dragging the temperature slider a little bit to the left. I'm also going to turn up the exposure a bit. Then I hit OK. Now I think that looks fantastic.
Now comes the fun part. What do I want this picture, this beautiful composition, to actually mean? I didn't just make it for fun or because I thought it looked cool, which was just a very little part of it. I made it to symbolize something. I made it to symbolize life. Look at the left, where the face is all new and perfect. That's the beginning of your life, the beginning of your adventure. But getting to the end, you're all used up, wrinkling and fading away. I made it with meaning, with an idea in my mind of what I wanted it to epitomize. The symbolic nature of this composition makes it something more. It makes it art. And I believe that it's worth something because it possesses meaning. I'm just gonna leave you with that. That's all for today. Now, go create something beautiful. See you in the next video.